So sleep, they're finding out sleep more and more important. I think you do the cold plunge.
Yeah, I'm into cold exposure very much so. Sleep is without question the foundation of mental health, physical health, and performance. If I deprive you of sleep for a couple of nights, especially the second half of the night's sleep, you are going to be less smart. Emotionally, you're going to be more labile. And in general, you're making yourself sicker slowly over time.
Where's the nap factor in?
Naps are great if they don't disrupt your nighttime sleep. So the research says keep those naps shorter than 90 minutes and don't nap if napping messes up your nighttime sleep. Waking up once in the middle of the night is normal and healthy, especially if you have to use the restroom, if you can fall back asleep reasonably well.
What if you can't? Because that's my vibe.
Yeah, so there are a couple of things that really help improve sleep, and I'll keep this list short. There are a lot of details, but first thing is get sunlight in your eyes as early as you can early in the day. If you wake up before the sun comes out, flip on a bunch of lights if you want to be awake, but then get outside and get sunlight. It sets your melatonin rhythms, your cortisol rhythms, and on and on and on. It sets the timing of your sleep. Then avoid bright lights. Just dim them. You don't have to live in the dark, but between the hours of about 10 p.m. and 4 a.m.
And what do we care about blue blockers or those kind of glasses?
If you're going to stare at bright lights, then blue blockers can help, but lights of any kind, dim them way down, just as much as you need to get around safely in your home. This is not the shift workers. Thank you for doing every important thing you do because you do many important things, but that's a totally separate conversation. Most people are asleep in the middle of the night. And then if you wake up in the middle of the night, just keep the lights dim. Keep the room cool. Your body actually needs to drop in temperature by about 1 to 3 degrees in order to fall asleep. Much easier to get under warm blankets and then kick them off or throw them off in the middle of the night to cool off.
Yeah.
You wake
I had
up.
this argument with every chick I've ever bedded. My forehead's cold.
Yeah, right.
It's like, okay, I'm fucking sweating over here.
We keep it at 69 in our house.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
No, truly.
The magic
like
number
the
for
cold.
sleep.
I like the cold.
Yeah, keeping it cool at night, you wake up because your body starts to heat up.
Oh.
That's why you wake up in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
So actually, we can do a fun little experiment / I'll give you a tool that's specific to you. So Adam, what's your typical wake up time on average?
Well, I got a lot of I know I vary widely, but I would say 8 o'clock.
Okay, so if someone else it's 5, just translate what I'm about to do. 2 hours before that typical wake-up time is when your body temperature is lowest every 24 hours. You'll have a rhythm in body temperature. It's called your temperature minimum. It's a time of day. For you, that's 6 a.m.
Right.
Okay. If you get a bunch of bright light in your eyes in the 3 or 4 hours before 6 a.m.,
right,
you are going to delay your circadian clock. The simple interpretation of this is that you are going to want to go to sleep later and wake up later, even if it's as if you traveled traveled to Hawaii or something like that. Now, if you get bright light in your eyes between 6 a.m. and 10 a.m., ideally from sunlight, you don't need to stare at the sun. You can wear glasses, no problem, but don't wear sunglasses while you do this. You are basically going to anchor your schedule to start getting up consistently at 8 a.m., so 2 hours after that temperature minimum. So the key thing is when you wake up in the morning to go get some bright light in your eyes, can be indirect sunlight. Again, never stare at any light that's so bright. It's damaging because you'll know because you'll want to close your eyes. Blinking's fine. But by doing that, you're giving your body these signals of increase your body temperature at roughly 7:30 a.m. to wake you up at 8 a.m. But it sounds like you're pretty consistent already.
It is. I'm all over the road because we're leaving for the airport. Then it's early. If I did shows that night.
And you travel to other time zones?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, if ever you want to, I can switch your clock 3 times as fast.
You need to tell to Dr. Drew. That guy fucking goes to Phoenix when they're an hour off California, and he never stops bitching about it for 6 months. I'm sorry, I couldn't remember my daughter's name. It's an hour ahead for me.
Yeah, some people are really messed up by jet lag. Other people not so much. One thing you can do is the fasting can really help. And then just hop on the local meal schedule. So light, feeding, and exercise and social rhythms are how we coordinate. So when you land, in Europe, 9-hour shift, and you're miserable and you're not hungry, but they're all eating lunch, because I skip breakfast as well, I would just hop on their lunch dinner schedule and you'll shift much, much faster.
Well, and that's the caveman aspect, right? Food, sleep.
That's right.
Running.
Temperature, eating, activity, and social interactions have always been coordinated physiologies in our body. But there's this little clock, literally a clock of neurons right above the roof of your mouth. It has a fancy name, suprachiasmatic nucleus, doesn't matter. But that little set of neurons cranks out these signals to the rest of your body, says now's the time to be awake, now's the time to be asleep. And light, and in particular light coming from the sun when it's low in the sky, is the signal that tells those cells what to tell the rest of your body.